Imagine going on a double date.
The Real Talk Corner. We back. We in the building. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fighting my way through the darkness where the wicked don't rest. Conscious aware, truth I dare, shield tied to my chest. My tenacity can put these motherfuckers to the test. I breathe into fire, alchemistic desire. I say manifest and shit, even when I am tired. You can call me amazing, by the bricks I've been laying, but you'll never call me lazy, cause my vibes are devastating. In the league of my own, spitting real talk energy. I know a little something about a thing called synergy. This is so ready, throw a sending masses awakening. Listen up, cause we about to set your mind, body, and soul free.
All right, another episode. Woohoo! Get excited, y'all. This is season 2. Back at it. I'm Ariana Gutierrez, the Quantum Healer, your host, and my co-host, Sabrina The Voice, in the building with another episode of the Real Talk Corner. Today, we're going to get into it. We're going to be talking about cheaters. So, this is a good one. I am going to start with a couple of TikToks we saw because, there's a lot of perception and talk about cheating, what's considered cheating, all of those things. So we're going to kind of break it down. And most of the things you probably think is not cheating is cheating. It is cheating. I think a lot of people just, how people's perception. And the one thing I will tell you guys, in any relationship, you need to be clear with your person of what you feel is cheating and what's not. Like in the beginning, y'all need to talk about the boundaries, because if you do not talk about those boundaries and that person doesn't know, then what they may perceive is not cheating and you perceive it is cheating will cause some conflict for you too. So that should be a part of your beginning dating stuff, talking about what you guys feel is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what's disrespectful to you, those kind of things, so that you can put those boundaries in place and your person already knows, yeah, my girl don't talk to me, don't do this, or like, no, my man, that's something my man would feel that's disrespectful, so you're not going to go and do those things. You have it in place. But I think a lot of people don't have these kind of conversations. So then when it comes up, it's like, that's not cheating. All I did was this, It's like, no, that's cheating. So have the conversation, tell the person what you want, what you don't want, so that you're not sitting there with the bullshit of, well, I didn't know. I can't stand that stuff. It's like, no. But I like this TikTok. He goes into kind of saying some things that are cheating, and especially the social media stuff, because we're in a day and age where social media is like the top way of cheating these days. It's so easy to download these dating apps, from Tinder to Bumble to shit, I don't even know what, Grinder. What are these fucking sites called?
Or something
And
so
they're not even
simple
no
like
dating
TikTok.
sites.
Like even TikTok, so simple, not a dating app, but people would turn that shit into a dating app. Like the
Right, I
shit
was
you
gonna
get in
say.
your DMs, you like, what the fuck? This is TikTok. And
Right,
and
right,
they dead ass with a whole profile telling you this, that, and the
right.
third. And you like, when did TikTok become a dating site? So now they're making social media something so
Right.
innocent into a dating app. And then like me, red flag to me is Snapchat. Because we know with
Oh yeah.
Snapchat, if a dude, if I'm dating a dude and he got Snapchat, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Because we
Yeah.
all know with Snapchat, the messages
Right.
disappear. So it's
Yeah.
not like, you know what I mean? Like to me, I think that is such a red flag when someone is like, "Oh, do you have Snapchat?" Or dude, want to talk to me on
On
Snapchat?
Snapchat? Yeah, no. I actually got
No.
rid of my Snapchat a couple years back.
Me too.
And I got rid of it because of how many men were sending me those dick pictures and dick videos. And it would be like a message and you would open up and that's the first thing that pops up because you got to click on it to see what it is. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like if somebody sends you something in Instagram or something, you can kind of see it. There you got to
Right.
click it to view it, right? Or at least it was when I had mine. And so I got tired of it. I got tired of the random ass calls. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing a Snapchat no more. So I deleted mine a couple years ago, have not gone back to Snapchat, don't want Snapchat. And I agree with you. I wouldn't want someone who is chilling on Snapchat because I feel like Snapchat is probably one of the worst places and so easily accessible to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can put things on private, you can hide stuff in there. The stuff is deleted, so it's not even like you can get evidence because it's deleted and shit. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Snapchat. And sadly, Instagram and all these places too, they're
Yeah.
breeding ground, to possibly jump on the fence and, even have the thought to because it's so easy for people to be liking and up your ass, sending you messages. I actually don't answer messages on TikTok or on Instagram. So if anybody messages me and I have tons of messages in my TikTok, I don't answer them. I, on my pages, they're more professional than personal. So I have emails on there and ways to contact me professionally if you really want to contact me. So I don't have any like personal social media on that. And I changed that a couple years ago because I was just like, I don't want social media no more. I won't be posting like all of my life. I post things like here or there, and that's kind of it. But it's because of that reason. It's so many people are just too much on social media. All your business is on there, all of that bullshit. And yeah, I just choose to kind of separate it. So I'll answer messages. And yeah, if you got Snapchat, we probably ain't dating. So,
Yeah, that's the no go. And even Instagram now, Instagram has the vanish mode. So
oh,
you can
wow.
actually, yes, they have the vanish mode. So they can definitely delete the messages where you won't see the conversation they're having if they have it in vanish mode. So that's like it's just
Wow.
getting easier and easier for people to be able to cheat while laying in the bed with you or while sitting with
Wow.
you. And I think a lot of women and men tend to do that. Oh well, she comes home early or he comes home early or he doesn't go nowhere or she doesn't go nowhere. They
Right.
don't have to. They don't
Right.
have to go anywhere to cheat.
Right.
And like you said, we're going to talk about the different ways of cheating. And I think people fail to realize it doesn't only have to be physical. They can be sitting right there and cheating on you, right
Yep.
by your side.
Yes. Like it's crazy. I wait to see some shit.
All right, unpopular opinion, but the way you handle yourself on social media, adding those random people, liking all those photos is borderline cheating. Y'all gonna disagree with me, but 9 times out of 10, cheating starts on social media. It doesn't start when you take your clothes off. It doesn't start when you kiss them. It starts on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Snapchat is literally built for cheaters, and this is the world we created. And if you have proven yourself to be unfaithful, you have proven to not handle yourself appropriately on social media, and your partner has an issue with it, you want to call them insecure or controlling. If that's what it's called, then I'm insecure and I'm controlling. Because I ain't trying to be played out here. Y'all need to quit playing dumb with this stuff.
He's serious. Like he's not lying. It's like how you carry yourself on social media. If you're gonna have a social media, says everything about you. And personally, I agree with you. I don't see the point in cheating. So not to say I've never done it when young doing crazy shit. I know when I did decide to cheat on my daughter's father, it was revenge. It was a revenge cheat, which is probably the most horrible cheats that you could do is trying to get revenge on somebody. And then after, uh, like in between our relationship, when I had lost like my child, I went through a moment of not giving a fuck about nobody. And I remember I would have these guys in relationships and want to date me and be driving a car and shit like that. And I didn't give a fuck at the moment. Not to say that's an excuse or that's good, because I wouldn't do shit like that, of course, now. But that was when I was way younger. I was like a teenager doing that shit. But I didn't care. I was in a moment of I don't give a fuck about anybody. So I didn't give two shits. But so there's definitely different reasons people cheat. It's all unhealthy, though. I will say that it's all unhealthy. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
is cheating in a healthy way.
Right.
Nobody's out here like, yeah, I'm just cheating because ain't nothing wrong with me. Something is definitely wrong with them.
Hmm.
And there's so many different reasons why. But yeah, social media. If you got social media and you're in a committed relationship, I'm not talking about dating because a lot of people confuse dating with relationships. You could date somebody and not be um, aligned with that person in a way where it's like it's just you and me. We haven't established that it's
Yeah,
you and me.
exclusive. Yeah, if you decide we're not exclusive, we're just dating, you're dating multiple people.
Right. Because you're still
But
trying to
yeah.
find that person. So dating is really open until you put it down and you want to be in that exclusive partnership or you just want to date each other now. You go to that next level, right?
Hmm.
So, if you're in a committed relationship and you're on this social media and you're spending time liking females or men, because it could go either way, you're liking their pictures, you're commenting under their pictures, you're drooling all on somebody's
Putting
pictures.
emojis with the heart eyes, and you in a whole relationship, but you're putting emojis with the heart eyes or
Right,
the tongue sticking out, or which we all know that is flirty shit. So you're flirting,
right,
basically.
right,
Like, I don't see how a man or woman don't see that as flirting.
right, right. You can't. There's no way that you can try to convince people and say that's not cheating, but it is. You're opening up a window by hearting that picture because most women are paying attention to who's liking their shit. Especially social media women.
Hmm.
They know the friends that liked it. They know you know what I mean? There's a lot of women who know who's watching them, that know the man that they're with. Women know a lot of shit. There's a lot of women that are like FBI agents. I say they actually know, they know a lot, so they know who's liking their pictures, who's new, and all of that stuff. They know who they like, who they got crushes on. There's no mystery to this shit. I don't give how many people are following you. So if you're liking somebody else's stuff, if you're they're not friends and family, why are they even on there? Why you got random ass people as that's kid shit to me. When you were a
Yeah,
kid, just putting everybody on your social media,
right,
hyping up because that was the hype thing to do. But once you get into adult land, what are we doing? Why
right.
do I need
If
social
you're,
media
yeah,
friends?
if it's not a business and you're not promoting your business on
Right,
there, like, why do you have social media?
right.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of, what is the reason? Like, is it like what is it? Like, unless you have like a podcast and you're promoting some type of something,
Something.
it's no reason for you to just randomly have all these social medias. And then all these social medias, you have
Right,
everyone, like you said, on your phone.
right.
Like, to me, I think the same way. Like, if you're dealing with someone and you decide to be exclusive, certain things gotta change.
Yeah.
Like, you should no longer have dating apps on your phone. You should no
Yep.
longer have social media, because we all know we can't control exes or who we used to talk to. But if that's the way they can contact you, that's how they're going to contact you. But if
Yeah.
you eliminate that contact, then you don't have to worry about it. Because I noticed that a lot too. I noticed, like, men and women will be like, well, they have my number, or they have my this from
Hmm.
before. Okay, but if you're in
Right.
a whole nother relationship, they should no longer have that. If
That
that
part.
person you had to block, delete, or whatever off that app, and continue, your
Right.
business or whatever, then that's what you have to do. I mean, you're worrying about their feelings being hurt? No. When they do try to contact you and they see they can't, then, I mean, common sense to tell them, like, this person don't want me to contact them. They
Right.
probably in a full relationship. You know what I mean? But when you leave that shit open where they can still have access to you
Yep.
and you're in a whole nother relationship, to me, that's causing problems. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's going to cause that problem where, if so, she happens to see that message from that ex or that flirty emoji. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, and
That
and
part.
and again, you're like, okay, well, or even that. Like, it's just so weird, the simplest things that people take as, oh no, it was innocent. If you're married, you
Right.
should not be leaving emojis on any female shit.
Nope.
If you like her, you like her content, you don't have to tell her.
Right.
You know you liked it, continue to scroll. You don't
Right.
need to let her know, because to me, that's flirting. You're letting her know I've seen it and I like it.
Right.
Nigga, you don't need to like it. You're married. The fuck? Even, and I'm not saying you gotta be blind. Okay, she's probably
Right.
pretty, nice content. You know you liked it. You could be like, damn, she bad. And continue to scroll. You ain't gotta let her know.
Real
And I
shit.
think, yeah, and I think that's where the disrespect comes in, because I will feel
Mhm.
like that's disrespected. And then
Right.
you give people leverage to hit you up, because say now he posts as you, and now she in your DM like, well, your man left me emoji. You know what I
That
mean?
part. That
Like,
part.
like it just gets so messy, and it's like all that can be avoided if you just kind of, I think, go back to how would you feel if it happened to you,
Well,
like men and women.
it's like, why though are you on here entertaining people anyway? Like, if you're in a committed relationship, shouldn't you be committed to that relationship? Now,
Mm-hmm.
I understand people having their own lives because I'm the type of woman, I don't want my man up my ass 24/7. I am not that woman, never have been. Go have your boys, do have your hobbies. We need to have shit that we go do and come back together, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm that type of woman. I don't want you up my ass and all day, every day. Like, no. But it's like, so outside of just friends and doing things like that, we should be coming together to do family shit. And that time should be spent of us doing other things because we're in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If you got time to sit and scroll and like other people's shit, commenting hearts and all that, what are y'all in a relationship for? You shouldn't be in this relationship because apparently you still want to find something else, or you bored with who
Right.
you're with playing house, but you still want to pretend that you're single, you
Right.
know. And one of the
You're still
biggest
trying to
ways
be
I used to
seen.
realize that people were in a relationship, especially as a single woman, is because those particular men on those, they would be on the dating apps, but they would only text or answer their phone at certain times of the day. That's how I caught on. It's like, wait a minute, why you only call me at 5 p.m. and then all of a sudden I don't hear shit back until 6 a.m. Wait, what?
Hmm.
Why you only call me at lunchtime? Wait, what
Or what?
happened?
When you at work, you texting a whole bunch of times. You texting me throughout the day while you
Right,
at work, but after 5, I ain't get not one text.
right. That's
To the
like,
next morning,
oh,
9 in the morning.
okay, I get it. You in a whole fucking relationship, probably got a family. So
Exactly.
you you kind of understand, you start to see like, okay, this is the people playing games, and there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that are playing games like this. But
Hmm.
you, as I feel like the other person, as a single person, you need to kind of look at it in a way of, do I want to entertain this shit? Why am
Hmm.
I okay with entertaining this? Because to me, it's a turn off. If you
Hmm.
have somebody else, it's an automatic turn off. It's an automatic no for me.
Exactly.
um again, I know when we're young we do shit, we do crazy stuff, we just make decisions in the moment. But when you start getting to a mature level, and I'm not just saying with age, you can mature at any age, you get to a point
Hmm.
where it's like, man, I don't want to disrespect in that way. Why should I? There's enough
Hmm.
people in this world that you don't have to disrespect anybody's relationship. Be like, well, that's on him, that's on her, that's their relationship, because that's
Yes,
really selfish
the
shit.
shit that I be seeing be so, like, I be reading some of the comments, and it's like, oh well, her loyalty ain't to her. What? You a
Right,
woman first. What the fuck?
right.
Like, you're
Right,
not a woman first? Yeah, we
right,
all know you didn't marry him, like, or
right,
marry her. We get that. But you a fucking woman first. Like, where did that, like, what? Like, I think
right.
that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen women post. Well, my loyalty ain't to her. To her, your loyalty should be to you. The
Your loyalty
fuck?
shouldn't be to him either.
Like, your loyalty should be to you yourself, to be like, you know what, he has a whole woman or a whole whatever, girl, wife, whatever.
Right,
Yeah, let me not be a part of this shit. That's your loyalty should
right.
be to yourself. Like, what the fuck?
I know people that's like, oh, well, you can't help who you fall in love with. And my thing is this: I know that, yeah, there's these bonds and all of these things that attract us, but just because you're attracted to someone doesn't mean that you need to act on it, especially if you're in a committed relationship. And that's something that I learned throughout this life of looking at other people's relationships and all the stuff that, of course, that I've done. When you look back and kind of looking at things, you're like, you don't have to always act on something. And just because you're in a committed relationship doesn't mean now all of a sudden nobody's attracted to you, or you're not
Right.
attracted to anybody else. Like all of a sudden all of that ends. No, it doesn't end. You're still going to see people that you be like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
man, that person looks good, or that person attractive, or man, they're funny. You know, that's how the coworker shit starts, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you need to act on it because you've already committed to the person you're with. Unless you are
Exactly.
at a place where you're like, you know what, I don't want to be with this person no more, then hey, split up, go be single, and then, go after whoever you're trying to go after. That would be the more respectable thing to do. But people sit and want to, I think people don't want to hear from their family and friends, right? So they do start doing the sneaky shit and playing those games. And then because they know everybody else is going to have something to say. Oh, if I leave or if I do this and then my money and that person's
Okay,
money.
and if you cheat and when they find out, because I think a lot of people fail to realize that okay, you may could be cheating for 4, 5, 6 years, but what's in the dark comes to the light eventually. That's
Right.
just the way the universe works. It could
I
be the
don't I don't even
simplest
think it would
way,
take that long because
like it's just
most people are
I don't
not
know.
paying attention, and we know that as soon as someone starts to cheat, before they even cheat, like you said, you're going to do things that are different. You're going to move different. Your
Hmm.
your whole vibe to your person changes when you're
Exactly.
cheating. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You're not the same person. You shift because now you got this person that your attention is on, this other person.
Exactly.
So unless you're just very clueless and not paying attention to your person, right? Or but you don't want to admit it to yourself.
Right.
Like
I think that's a lot of what it is. I think a lot of the time because if later on you hear women and men be like, "I knew it. I
Yep,
remember the signs, this, that,
yep,
and the third." So you've seen it. You just chose to ignore it. You thought it was gonna go away, but it don't. And I think a lot of the times I'm just real big on if you're having problems, cheating is not going to solve it. You just added a whole nother problem. You probably wind up now having a baby. So that's a whole nother
right.
problem. Female, and same thing with females. You cheat, you get pregnant. You don't know who the baby father is. You don't know if it's your man or if it's the side man. You know what I mean? So now you just made a more problem instead of just leaving. And
Right,
and just like I said, being single, you're single, you're not cheating on no one, you don't owe nothing to no one. You
right.
just be single.
And how many times have we heard that? How many women where the baby ain't theirs and you have that whole setup? I think we've even done a podcast on that before, of just the, and maybe we need to do another one to go into it a little bit more. But yeah, all that extra shit, which I actually have a clip I want to show of a dude who cheats and then he ends up having a baby with someone else. His question, if this is cheating, which we'll give our opinions next.
Is it cheating if a man buys a woman he works with breakfast?
If I hit you with my left hand, knowing I'm right-handed, did you still get hit?
I forgot that was on there. So, if your person is buying lunch to his female coworker, why would you think that that's acceptable? Me, I'm not
Exactly.
buying a male coworker lunch if I'm in a relationship.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah, I don't
again,
even like when they joke about the work husband and work
I
wife.
don't like
That
that. When I see that
ain't
shit, I be
nothing
like,
cute. Yeah, ain't nothing cute about that. And they joke, people openly joke about that who's in
yeah,
relationships. I don't see how the fuck that's funny.
right. Oh,
Oh,
that's
my
the
work
work wife
husband, my
or
work
work
wife.
husband.
That's funny.
So you bringing my husband
Nah, I
food?
don't get it.
You feed my husband? What else is you doing? What else are you doing? Like no. That's why I say like stuff like that's to me opening a door to, you know what I mean? Like what are we opening a door to? It's okay to be cordial. You work with people. It's not saying you got to be mean and shitty and be like, oh my God, don't talk to me because I'm in a relationship. Like you could be professional and stuff. But what I was saying was like once you get to let's go to lunch and I think you start crossing boundaries. Like you don't got to be mean to your coworkers, but I think lunch is a lot. It's not like the whole office went out together. you know what I mean, and had a work lunch. We're talking about two people by themselves going, and then that's where you get to start talking about your problems and this, that, and the third, and this person becomes
Mm-hmm.
that emotional support, which is cheating. Once that person can be emotionally open for you, and now you're vulnerable with this person knows all your business. You're telling this person everything about your life, and they're giving you so-called advice.
Mm-hmm.
um, you've opened up that window, and yes, that's stepping into cheating, because really your problem should be with you and your person. You shouldn't be at work telling your problems to a work wife or work co-worker, male or female. It goes both ways, because the women do it
Mm-hmm.
too, and they be complaining about their man, and women do it too. It's the same thing. So I do feel like that's opening a door. So no, I don't feel like you should be having lunch with your opposite sex coworkers, or if
Mm-hmm.
you date the same sex, you shouldn't be just chilling alone. If it's a work thing, there's a multiple people going, oh great, go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
do your thing. But if it's just you and this one coworker, that's a little suspect.
That is definitely sus. Or the phone calls from the co-workers. Like,
Oh,
why do your
why does
opposite
this
sex
person have your
co-worker
phone
have your
number?
number?
If you ain't a manager,
Exactly. No, you're
why do
right.
people have your number?
If it ain't a group chat, like to me, a group chat is different. All of us as co-workers, we're in a group,
Right.
but you don't need to have my personal number where you can text me. No.
Right, right. It's like, wait a minute. Who got your number and why? That's another thing for me. It's not that every person I've dated, like we ended on horrible terms or anything like that, but I don't entertain and have friendships with exes. I don't see the point in that. I know some people are like good friends with their exes and they have like these relationships, but I'm one person. I'm like, nope, that's in the past. That stays in the past. You stay in the past.
Right.
I'm like, there's just things I feel like if you talk to your person, they'll let you know, hey, this is not something I like. I'm not with the having the exes and calling your ex and then y'all still friends and shit like that. Like, I feel like that opens just way too many doors up.
Hmm. Or even relationships with their parents. The fuck?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Still calling them. Oh, because if your ex's mom is still calling you, she still wants you to be with her son.
exactly.
Same thing with like the mom on the other side. If your girl's mom, your ex girl's mom is still calling you, they want you to still be with their person. They wouldn't be calling you. They would have respect for your new relationship. They would have respect on what's going on, and they would leave it be. But
That part.
some people keep it open, and I think it's leaving the door open. You're leaving the door open, and me, I like to close those doors. So we didn't make it, we ended. Don't got to be bad. You go your way, I go my way, and that's it. We're not going to be
Hmm.
talking. We're not friends. We I'm not going to be telling you about my life. I'm not calling you to discuss my new person. Like, to me, all of that is really weird. Y'all let me know in the comments what you feel, but I feel like that's just weird. I wouldn't be calling my ex to talk about like the person I'm dating now. That to me, that's some weird shit. Mm.
Hmm.
Um, but this guy right here, this is the one where the guy stitches it, and I like what he says after this. But this guy goes into saying about how his friends have to be cheaters, which I feel like this is the dumbest shit that you could say. But hey, these type of people live in this world.
I don't hang with niggas who don't cheat on their girl, bro.
Why?
That shit weak, bro. Because you are untrustworthy.
Why?
If you don't cheat on your girl, bro, you are untrustworthy to be inside the circle.
It don't even make
Why?
this
Why would
sense.
cheating make me more trustworthy?
Because you might tell them something.
No, because I'm so loyal that I would never hurt
No,
somebody.
no, 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 no. You're so locked in with this girl, like
You got that backwards, my guy. The real circle of man is if you cheat on your woman, we know we can't trust you. You got to be crazy if you think we finna be loyal to somebody who's being disloyal to the person that cook their food, clean up their house, and play with their rooster. And then if you talking about getting money and building with your boys, how we supposed to do that when you being disloyal to the main person you supposed to be building a life with? I
Hmm.
know we have come to an era where having a side piece is normalized, but trust me, my boy, it ain't normal. I know somebody in the comments gonna say it. Well, your woman could be cheating on you and you don't even know it. You right. But guess what? She ain't doing nothing but hurting herself and her child in the process. Because when I find out, I leave with all of my provisions, everything I've been providing. Don't threaten me with a good time.
And
That part. That is so true. Like, I will so if I have a friend girl, quote unquote, and she's my best friend, and this bitch is cheating on her husband, that
mhm.
bitch can't be trusted. I'm
No,
not trusting her with a
no,
motherfucking thing. Cause if her own husband can't trust her, I'm not trusting
yeah,
her with shit.
no, you
Like,
can't. And I think like when I was younger though, I did have friends that would cheat and stuff like that, and it was always so awkward to be that person's friend still, because then the ones that were close, it's like then we gonna all still go and do shit together, and then I gotta be in front of your dude knowing what the fuck you do, and I gotta play pretend that I don't know shit, and that shit used to be like, what the fuck? So there's the time where all of that switched for me, and I was just like, I can't do this, especially going into my spiritual path. A lot of shit changed for me walking into my spiritual path. The shit just didn't feel right for me. So no, I can't have a homegirl or a friend who's out here cheating. If that's what you do, me and you are gonna be way motherfucking distant where I
mm-hmm,
don't talk to you. Because I believe, that if you hang with certain people, that's who you are. Like
mm-hmm.
people hang with like people. And when I was younger, I didn't get that because it was like, well, that's my friend, that's what she doing, and that's not me. But still, why would you even be okay with it? Because you
I was
should,
just about to say that. Like, y'all have nothing in common. So, like, why would I hang
right,
with you? Because I'm not feeling what you're doing. You
right,
know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we would definitely not be able to be friends
right,
because I can't relate to you. You can't come to me and tell me how you've been hiding this, that, because I'm gonna be
right,
like, what? You
right,
doing what? You
right.
doing what? Like, why you just don't leave him?
I
Like, you
remember
ain't gotta
one
go through all
time
that. You could just leave him.
I remember one time, like my aunt was, and she's not my real aunt, she's like play aunt, but she's like the only aunt that I knew. And I remember her cheating on one of her dudes, and it was like she had me dropping her off and stuff, and it was just like so horrible that the dude you're with is supposed to be like my play uncle. You're cheating on him with some other motherfucker. You got me
Hmm.
dropping you off and picking you up in his car. Shit like that is like crazy. And I was young in my 20s, like this shit is like fucking weird, so uncomfortable. And of course, when it all came out, you're always the bad person because you're related to that person you knew. When it shit hits the fan, I've had a
Yeah.
friend before. When shit hits the fan, you get blamed for it. It's like I didn't have shit to do with this, but you're
Yeah.
sitting in front of that person, you just smile in this person's face while they're being cheated on. So you have to be accountable. Like, damn, that's a fact. I know. And well, you're saying, well, it's not my place to say anything, but is it? Is
Hmm.
it your place just to sit there and be okay with it either?
Right. I was just about to say, but it's your place to be like, you know what? I don't want no parts of this, and I'm not gonna drive you.
Right. Right. So I don't, I never had like a bunch of female friends. It's like, oh, play that dude and stuff like that. Cause I'm not that woman. I've never been that woman about playing somebody or getting something for somebody or purposely hurting people to get what you want. So that was never my friendship
Hmm.
crew or circle anyway. And so now I really am like, cause I believe what he says. Once you are cheating on the very person you're supposed to be building a life with, you can't be trusted on other shit.
Exactly.
This is the
At all.
person you lay up with. You splitting bills with this person. Y'all are putting this life together. What will you do if you get the chance to fuck me over?
Exactly.
You are going to.
Exactly. Right. Like, exactly. I can't even be shocked when you do. Like, I can't
Yeah.
be shocked. Like, you cheating on your marriage.
It's like
Like,
DMX said that shit. Like when you look at someone, like treat a liar as a liar, a cheater as a cheater, a thief as a thief. you know
hmm,
but people walk
hmm,
around like, oh, that's what they're doing over there, like, oh, oh my god, well, that's their business. So I do feel like at some point you have to look at the company you keep and the people that you allow to come around. I'm not into the whole promoting cheating, so for me, I wouldn't be friends with people who want to cheat. If that's something that you feel like you want to do, me our friendship would definitely end, because that's not how
hmm.
I roll. And you
Exactly.
can't call me and be like, oh girl, I almost got caught up. Like that, that's not a conversation that we're
Right.
gonna have. You can't call me with that bullshit. So it's pointless. People when they're on that level, it's just like, yeah, that's pointless. So if you got
Yeah, I
someone
can't.
telling you all his friends gotta be cheaters, what kind of circle is that?
And that's just so stupid because to me, if you get deep into it, so now you look, I know because this is me. I go deep into shit. That's leaving like a dude who told me he's been cheated before, or like you said, a friend or whatever. So you sat there, came home every day,
Mm,
laid in that bed with that woman, kissed her, let the kids run to you, kiss them after being with a whole nother bitch.
right,
Now you did that with a clear conscience,
right,
smile on your face,
right,
nothing's bothering you,
right,
and I'm supposed to trust you? Like, so you could be sitting in my motherfucking face telling
right,
me this, that, and the third, whether you my friend or my man, telling
right.
me this, that, and the third with a smile on your face,
Lying.
and you doing exactly some grimy shit. You could be stealing from my business. You can be
Right.
stealing from me. You can be, doing all type of shit. But you in my face, and
Mhm.
making it sound pretty,
Right,
and I'm supposed to believe you, but you sat there and told me how you used to go home and she had no clue. You had a
right.
whole nother baby. You did this all with a straight face,
Mhm. Yeah.
like
So
just leaving a
context
whole bitch.
context is everything. Because, like I said, there was a time where I did do a revenge cheating, and I'm not proud of it, but man, I was like, you put me through this, that, and the third. You cheated on me a million times. You about to feel this shit, And I wouldn't promote that and tell anybody to do that because two wrongs don't make a right. You're better off just leaving versus trying to get
Mhm.
someone to feel your pain. But of course, I was young in my 20s, like,
Right,
you gonna feel this shit, and it's not a good thing because that whole thing, that on the other end of being the, especially the woman, and I know we don't talk a lot about men being cheated on, and I know that's a thing, and any men that want to discuss it, let me know. We can definitely do a podcast about it because it is a thing. Men do get cheated on too, and it's the same feeling. I don't think either one hurts more or less, but it's a sucky ass feeling to be on the receiving end and putting your
right,
time and effort trying to build a relationship with someone, building a home and this life with someone who is constantly going out, and then I'm sorry, and then you try to forgive them. It's like, just like most of the time, those people are not going to ever change. It will always be something.
exactly.
They're going to keep cheating on you, but then begging
Mhm.
and pleading to stay. So normally, if someone's a
Because
cheater,
they
they're gonna
got
stay a
caught.
cheater. You're only
And it's
sorry
only
because you
because
got
they
caught.
got, yeah, because if
Exactly.
they wasn't gonna come to you and tell you the truth, it
Right.
only got brought to the attention because you got caught.
Right.
They were never gonna sit back and be like, you know what
Right.
I'm doing to her isn't nice. I need to
Right.
tell her the truth. They are not going to do that. And it goes, like you said, and it goes
Right.
both ways because we all know with women, there's so many women who have children that are not by the father, who the father believes that that's their
Yes.
child. So
Yeah.
we all know that the cheating goes on the other side too.
Yeah.
There's so many men who have children that they find out 10, 20 years later that that kid is not
Yeah.
their biological child. So obviously she done cheated on him in the
Right.
same sense, cheated on him, came home, gave her husband a hug and a kiss, and and laid in the bed with
Right.
him like nothing ever happened, and pregnant by a whole nother man. So
Right.
this shit is real, and to me,
Yeah.
it goes even with that. If a female, like if I had a friend who did that too, she wouldn't be trusted because if you
Right.
can sit there and lay with a man and make him believe that he's the father, knowing that you know he's not the father,
Or even
and
if you
you
think
like,
there could be a chance that he's not the father,
right,
consciously,
like
I don't know, it was really close, and
right, and I think
you're
a lot of
dishonest about that.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't trust it. And I think a lot of the times men and women don't realize to me how deeper it is than just cheating. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like
Yeah.
even with like our age group now, our age group is still doing the tit for tat shit. They're in relationships where he cheated, she cheated, so now he went and cheated or she went and cheated. And it's like
Right.
to me, this is just my thing. I'm not giving no dude no pussy on the strength of this dude because he cheated. You're not getting pussy on the strength of that. You're not. Like, because
Yeah.
to me, a lot of them they are, and a lot of even men don't realize you're getting some pussy on the strength that her man cheated on her, and now she
Right.
want to get back at him, and that's the only
Right.
reason why she's sleeping with you. It's not
Yeah.
because she really wants to. She's trying to get back at him. I'm not giving no dude no pussy on the strength because this nigga fucked up. Fuck out of here. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and it's sad in our age range that they're still doing that. They're actually,
Yeah.
now everybody's, trying to get back at this person, and I'm trying to get back at this one.
Right.
And now, and just leave.
What
Like,
what
just leave.
what gets me is the back and forth with it. Like I said, like I did do it at the end of the relationship. At the end of the relationship, that's when I was like, I'm getting you back. But that there was for me, there was never the back and forth like they do today. That whole, oh, he cheats, you cheat, he cheats, you cheat, he cheats, you cheat, that fucking shit. No, I got cheated on multiple times, and then at the end it was like, I'm about to show you this pain, and then I'm bouncing. That's how it was. Again, not to say that that's better, but the whole back and forth, because again, at the end of the day, now you are both cheaters. You are both people who are just
Mm-hmm.
hurting each other and going back and forth. To me, that's where you need to go your separate ways, because you obviously can't come back together and fix shit.
Mm-hmm.
That whole tit for
Mm-hmm.
tat, I'm gonna do this, and again, it's
And like
immature.
homeboy said, if you know you're bringing what you're bringing to the table, they're gonna feel it when you bounce. You know
Hell
what I mean? If
yeah.
you know you a loyal chick, you a ride, you know what I mean? You've been in through
Yep.
everything, this, that, and the third. You know who you are and what you bring.
Yep.
Leaving them is gonna hurt more than you fucking somebody else. Like,
Yep.
honestly, it's really, because all they're gonna do is be like, well, you did it, so then I did it. And like you said, it's gonna go back and forth. But if you leave them, oh, they're gonna hurt because now they lost a good
Hell
woman
yeah.
or
They
a good
expect
man,
you.
either or.
Yeah, they expect you to be mad. They even probably at this point expect somebody to like cheat back. But that leaving, that let me take my energy, that's a whole nother hurt.
Hmm.
That whole
Exactly.
like, you'll never have me again, they gonna feel it.
Exactly. And
But
see you be great with someone else. I think
mhm,
that's a hurt that they'll never get over. Now they're
right,
seeing you be great with someone else. Everything that you wanted to give them, you're now giving to someone else, and that person is appreciating you.
right. And that's what you should do. You should level up versus level down, and go through the leveling down bullshit, tit for tat, back and forth, because you then lower your standards, you lower your own energy. And it really is, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, revenge doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't help. You are best leaving and being like, all right, let me put my time and energy into someone who does want to be with me, who does want to have me in their life, who's not going to cheat on me. All right, this one I'm about to play. It's a sucky one because the dude cheats. The girl, because she had just had the baby. This one where she just had the baby, and he ended up cheating on her, talking about how she's different. And I want to talk about this one a little bit, because if you're a man and don't understand how it is after a woman has a baby, listen to this part so we can, open and expand your awareness. And if you're a woman, I also want you to think about this, because I'm going to give you some tips on this also. As a woman, we do get selfish in our needs, and sometimes we just focus on our needs and you forget that your man still has needs also. So just because you have a baby doesn't mean that you can ignore each other now just because you have a new baby in the home. Not to say what he did is right, and I think it's pretty fucked up. But I feel like if you just got to think about it on both sides, and then really think about how to come into this, because again, I do see a lot of women who have a baby and they forget about the man. It is all about the baby now, and he just gets dumped to the side, like, don't touch me, leave me alone. And I've had children. I know how it is after birth. I get how it feels. I get how uncomfortable. I get how we don't feel pretty and beautiful no more, and we're bleeding and all this shit that we got going on with the hormones and stuff. But that's still no excuse to ignore your person. There's other things that you could do to still make your person feel wanted and seen. Same thing, like the man can still make you feel seen and heard in your relationship. But let's see, this really an argument versus a conversation.
You said you wanted a baby, right? Right. You got a baby, but you can't handle me and the baby clearly. So
having a baby is teamwork. So how in the world are you going to blame me for your actions?
You know it takes two to tango, right?
Yeah, it takes two to tango. To make a baby. You wanted a baby too.
Okay.
You wanted a baby too. But then after 6 weeks, ma'am, really?
Yes. You weren't giving me any attention. All the attention was on the baby, who I love, by the way.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, let's keep it all the way real.
Okay.
Like, she was showing me the love and the attention that I know I want and need and deserve. That I know I want and need and deserve. Like, come on now. Like,
oh, so you want to be the baby too? You want me to cradle you? You want me to hear you scream and cry in the middle of the night? You want me to change your diaper?
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Okay, no. Let's be real. You want me to give attention to both beings I love, and I just gave birth to your child. Okay. Do you know how long I was in the hospital? So how in the world are you going to blame me for a being that I just pushed out?
Are you
really
serious? I wasn't there. I was getting your parents so that way they can come see the baby as well.
And yet you cheated on me after 6 weeks? Really? Look, 6 weeks? You couldn't just keep it in your pants for 6 weeks? Really?
Honestly, I thought you were gonna look the same after the baby. Like, look.
What part of the human anatomy of the female body did you thought?
I stayed with you. You're right. After all these years, I stayed with you. And you want to know what happened?
What happened?
After you had the baby, you want to know what happened?
What happened?
Everything changed. And you was begging for a baby too. Was it?
Okay, no. Don't you flip this on me. Do not flip this on me.
Yes,
sir,
you were. Yes, you were.
It takes two to tango, two people to make a baby. So you the one that made.
One of the things I would, again, I don't agree with his reasoning of any of this, but men, if you don't understand what happens with a woman's body after giving birth, and I don't care if it's vaginal birth or it's a C-section, she has to go through a period of healing after pushing that baby out. Now, I know there's some women who don't give a shit and they do a lot of crazy stuff. And right after they have a kid, they already having sex again. But normally, for most women, you got to go through a period of healing. Your body has to go through a period of healing. It is very inconsiderate to not see that of your girl or your wife who just gave birth to your child and feel like that's not important. It's kind of the same as if you got a fucking surgery, right? If you got a surgery, your ass would need recovery time, right? Like, just think of having surgery on your penis. You gonna need some time, right? But if she was jumping on you because she wants something and she ain't even letting your stitches heal, how would you fucking feel? You wouldn't be doing good. So it's like understanding that, like, yes, 6 weeks, they say 6 weeks for a reason.
Exactly.
It takes time to heal. And it's C-section, same thing. That belly has to heal. So most women vaginally get torn and ripped, or they get cut to get the baby out. They gotta heal.
It's true. Everything gets shipped. I know, like with me, because I had the twins. Right after I gave birth to the twins, the doctor actually had to put both of his hands inside and actually move my uterus around and stuff because my uterus was so used to having two babies in it. So he had to kind of jump start it for it to go back to normal right after giving birth. So what would make them think that, your insides are not rearranged? They have to go back. Why you think the doctor is saying 6 weeks? And my thing is this: if a man or woman, because like you said, it can be a man who had a surgery and his thing is not working. If she has and goes out there and cheats, it's like, where is the discipline? Where is, like, are you just don't have that control? Because 6 weeks is really not a long time, especially with you saying it's 6 weeks and I'm gonna go sleep with someone else. So all that is an excuse. It sounds like obviously whoever he was talking to, that was his intention to do anyway. Whether she had a baby, whether she gave him some pussy within the 6 weeks, he was still gonna fuck homegirl. Like, you know what I mean? Because it goes back to that. If you truly don't want to cheat whether it's 6 months, if you have to wait for your woman to recover from anything, you're
Right.
gonna wait 6 months. You
Right.
gonna go beat your dick. She gonna beat your dick. Y'all gonna make it work. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
let's just be honest.
Right.
If you're willing to do that same thing with a woman, if he's going through something where his stuff can't work and she's, hot in the ass, or she feeling wet and want to fuck and he can't do it, I'm sure he can play with her pussy or do something so where she won't go out there and cheat unless she wants to cheat. That's just an excuse.
That part. That
Like,
part. Like, don't be fooled because again, like you don't just sleep with someone. We kind of keep saying this. You don't just wake up and you end someone. there has to be,
exactly.
you had to meet this person somewhere. You had to start talking to this person and establish that you want to cheat
Yeah,
um,
like,
before
that
you
shit
do
is
it.
whack. That's
If he
super
cheated
fucking
at
whack.
6 weeks, when the hell did you start talking to this person?
Exactly. And you telling me you didn't have no self control for 6 weeks? If you
That
don't
is
have self
shit.
control for 6 weeks, you need to go do some inner healings. You need to go see somebody. 6 weeks you couldn't wait
Right.
to your girl, the one you love, the one you just made a mama,
Right.
to give you some pussy. You like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get some random pussy. Come
Right.
on now.
Right. Ugh, it's tragic. And then like the part where he says, "I thought your body was gonna look the same," and this happens to a lot of women though. You guys, this is real shit. It happens to a lot of women where the men, the women's body looks different, and all of a sudden he's turned off. Um, but it's majority of men actually still love their woman afterwards. You guys, most men are not looking at you like, "Oh my God, now you got stretch marks and you're hideous." Most men are like, "Come here with your stretch marks." But
Exactly. They're now seeing, like, I'm gonna be honest, if a man is truly in love with you, him
Mhm.
now seeing you bring his child into the world,
Right,
he's now more in love with you.
right,
Him seeing your body fill out and your ass get wide and your titties get, full of milk. All that is amazing to him. Like,
right.
wow, she's going through all this to bring my baby into this world. He's
That
gonna
part.
love her even more.
Right,
He, like, to me, he stopped feeling not feeling you a long time ago. Now he's using the pregnancy as an excuse. But he
definitely.
been stopped feeling you. He been stopped thinking you were attractive. It ain't because of the child. Because, like I said, to me, a man who truly loves you is gonna see the true shit of a woman. She just
Yeah,
risked her life to
right,
bring your child into this world. He's gonna see that shit, like, especially if he was there during the birth. He's
right,
gonna be like, shit, I thought I lost her a couple of times because of the shit
right,
we go through and all the blood we lose and all the shit that can happen where you could lose your baby mother or your wife or whoever. So a man is gonna appreciate the fact that you just risk your life to bring his child into the world, not sit there and be like, oh, I thought you're, and then that's so cap. So he's gonna tell me that after his mother gave birth to him, his mother looked the same. Like, stop capping. Like, like, being ignorant is not an excuse.
right, right,
Because again, like what she said, did he not go to school? They tell you about the body. They tell you about the body after birth. So
right,
playing ignorant is not an excuse to be like, oh, well, I thought your body was gonna still look the same.
right,
You know what
right,
I mean? Like, to me, again, and that's sad because her just having a baby, she can be going to postpartum. He's telling
yep,
her shit like this. Now, God forbid she decides to kill that baby or kill herself,
right,
because look at the shit he's telling her.
right.
Like, and again, postpartum. These men don't know postpartum is a real thing.
A real thing.
Okay, a real thing. So when you're now saying, oh, your body don't look the same, and then you go cheat and all that, what? She
Yep.
may do something drastic to that child or herself.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be a little conscious. Like, come on now. Like, she's a person, she's a human. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, that is just like, I don't know how a woman could continue to love someone after those type of things are being said to you
Right.
when you just risk your life, because we are risking our life. And I think a lot of the times some people make it seem like, oh, they just a mother, they just had a child. I risk my life to bring another child, to bring a human into this world. And some women don't make it. Some women die on the table bringing a child in.
I don't think that that just comes from nowhere. I feel like when you have somebody who's disrespectful like that, they have probably made comments here or there on some level. You know what I mean? Like they've said something on some level. And me, I've always been like this where I've always watched how a man speaks to me. And I personally don't do any type of if you talk to me in any certain way that's demeaning, that's a red flag for me. And we don't go further. Because I was raised with a mother who chose to use words and demean me in so many ways. So that became a real kind of awareness for me coming up and dating, where it was just like that for me. And that goes hand in hand with the disrespect. So I don't think that that comes out of nowhere. I feel like somebody who is that shitty and that disrespectful in that vein has said certain things. They've either made fun of other people, they've talked shit. And for me, it's a big red flag when someone is talking about other people and pointing out people's flaws. That's a big, big thing if you got someone who's constantly pointing fingers. So he had to do something. But again, when you're in these relationships, you guys aren't paying attention because you'd rather be in this relationship and pretend it's one way, but the person's been showing you their colors on some level. He didn't just wake up and now all of a sudden he's a fucking asshole. That didn't happen. Somewhere it's been happening. And so for me, that's why I would there would be no instance where a man is calling me a bitch. I don't care how many times I refer to myself as a bitch. There's no way my life is gonna be like, hey bitch, come here. You know what I mean?
Right.
What's up, bitch? You know, like no man. The only men is like, hey bitch. And we know what kind of men say
I don't even even with friendships, like a friend girl can't even be like, oh, what's good, bitch? Like, what? Like you cannot even say what's up, bitch, as a friend.
Right.
Like that is not like, no, I don't play that. I don't play those games. We don't know. We don't
That's to me, that's kid shit when especially when I was younger, of course, that's my bitch. Shit like that when I was younger.
Yeah.
But once you get, like I said, you start to mature and kid shit fades away. So yeah, there's no instance where a man would be calling me out my name. I feel like once you allow, especially your person, to call you out your name, that's already, it's like, why would you want to call me out my name? Because you should be someone who wants to love me and take care of me, be happy. Why would you already start calling me shit? So for me, I'm like, that's red flags that people have to look at when you're talking to people, and stop being afraid to let people go. They're going to show you in the beginning if you just shut up and listen. If you just shut the fuck up and listen, they're going to show you their true colors in some way, shape, or form. You either can choose to believe it or fucking be naive and be in this situation where you're getting cheated on, and you know, you just had a fucking kid for this person and they're being an asshat. Because where do you go from there? He's not going to stop.
He's not. Oh, he's definitely not. Oh, he's definitely not. He got some new pussy. New pussy's the best pussy. So when he could sit there and apologize and say he's never going to do it again, oh, he's going to fuck homegirl again.
Right. It's bullshit.
And who's to say she's not going to get pregnant too?
As the next video that we are going to see right now. This video that we're about to watch is this whole, I haven't watched the whole thing, so it's 28 seconds, but it's this, well, we're gonna talk about it.
Okay, no, like, get off me. You want me to sit down? You got another girl pregnant. We're dating, we're in a relationship, and you got another girl pregnant. You want me to sit down and listen to what you have to say? What is there to talk about? What is there to talk about?
We could be friends. You could be my side chick.
He just said she could be his side chick. The audacity.
The disrespect level.
It's like we in a relationship and now you want me to be the fucking side chick?
Right.
Where does that happen? So the sad part about this goes both ways because we've already said this. Women do the same shit where they get pregnant by somebody else and pretend, and both on both sides it's still going to hurt. Now, on this situation, when we look at what a man goes through, is definitely very different because he's there being a father and probably raising his kid for fucking years, and then finally realizes that. And honestly, we know that he had to have known. Most men, I feel like, you know that this is not your kid, but you didn't want to believe it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that because most of those kids they look really different. Their characteristics are really fucking different. All the other kids look a certain way, and that one, So it's normally usually like but you don't want to believe it, and then somehow that DNA test comes and it's a breakdown after years. And I think that's a very horrible thing. Not to say that on the woman's side, if your man cheats, it's not horrible to find out that he has a kid outside of your relationship, because it is a lot. And we're going to do a podcast on step parents. It is a lot to be that other parent, especially if you've got cheated on and they bring a child into the world. So not only it's not like you came into this relationship with him and another child, y'all came into this relationship and now he has this kid in between your relationship. That is very
Right.
hard to
Which is a
overcome.
constant reminder of what he did.
Right. Right. And then you got to deal with the baby mom, or the girl, and it's a constant mind fuck in this situation. So either one I feel like is horrible. Um I do wish that women would be more honest with men, if even if they think like maybe there's a chance they're too close together, around the same time, and be honest about it. And I think it's very sad when women do this. I've actually seen this happen to and I was a kid at the time, but it was another teenager that I knew, and he was told he was the father, and then he went through so much because he didn't even know how to react to being told he was a father. He was a kid, he was like 15, and then the mom who had slept with someone else never brought it up. It just was he's the father, and it wasn't until way after she had the baby that it was just like, wait a minute, this baby looks different. You know what I mean? And you could just tell once the baby started getting older, you could tell it wasn't his. And because he was a teen, they couldn't do a DNA test until he was 18. And so
Wow.
not only did he get beat up by the brother and shit like that from the family of, talking shit and going against him, only to find out he went through all of that just
To not be the father.
so I do feel women should, even if there's a possibility, just be fucking honest, because that is a horrible thing to be blamed to be a father, you got to step up to be the father, and then only to realize that this is not even your child.
And even deeper with the child sometimes I see so many like shows, 20 years, 30 years they're believing someone is their dad, to find out at 30 that this person is
Right,
not their dad. And they
right,
always, like you said, and kind of felt that I always felt like I didn't belong to that family. I always felt like those weren't my sisters and brothers. I always felt like that wasn't my grandma. And then to get it confirmed that it isn't, that they're
right.
not biologically connected. Me personally, I think like when women give birth, I think at birth a DNA should be done. And I think as a woman you wouldn't feel offended if your partner asked for a DNA test. I know I wouldn't feel offended if
Yeah,
that's what you need for your peace of mind and for us to move forward,
right,
so we can never have any doubts, even with the child. So the child can never have doubts. Because I noticed, like I said, I noticed that a lot with the children. They're now 20 years old, 25, especially girls, and daddy's girl, and they're looking for that dad,
right,
believing it's one person and it's not none of them. Like,
right,
and I heard one girl say, like, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I come from, because
right.
like none of the fathers were the father, and she just felt so lost. Like she was
Right.
so lost and she was like 29 years old. So it's like this affects even grown. So to me, if a DNA test at birth can avoid all this, then
Yeah.
me personally, I think the hospital should offer that DNA test. Like, and again, to me, women who feel offended, To me, that should be a red flag. As a man, that should be a red flag. If she's
Well,
offended, if she's like, oh, you don't trust me. And because a woman who knows, she going to be like, okay,
if you
like
ain't got
with no
nothing to hide,
hesitation.
someone who's
Yeah,
telling the truth has no fear about the truth coming out. Someone who's
exactly.
defensive is like, wait a minute, why are you defensive? Why you
Hmm.
want to do this? And the other part about it, especially because a lot of people don't realize, especially when you're married, when you're married to someone, unfortunately, and I didn't even know this,
Automatically.
the man has to pay even if it's like she cheats and has a baby from someone else, he's still
And
liable
they get
for his
married, yeah.
child
Hmm.
financially.
Yep.
So, and I didn't even know that was a thing until recently. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I know that happened to my oldest son's uncle. So
Wow.
he had a baby mother. She had kids already from him. She cheated on him, but he married her while she was pregnant. So
Mm,
the baby automatically got his last name and he's financially responsible. Mind you, the
yeah,
father of that child wants to see his kid, wants to be there, but financially and the last name automatically, because they were married, went to the kid.
yeah. And I think they should change that.
Yeah,
I really
that's,
do feel it. Because I don't feel like, if a woman does that and she lies and she cheats and has another kid, I don't feel like he should be responsible. I think that's really fucked up. And I feel
hmm.
like because that men, you guys need to be smarter because and we've talked about this. We're big advocates on that. I say every hospital should have that DNA test. It shouldn't even be a want. Do you want it? No, it's be like it's being done with the blood work. It's a part of
Right, exactly, exactly. That should be part of the routine.
mandatory. Um,
Hmm. We know it's yours because you pushed it out, but we can confirm that it's his.
right. And then, on that other part of it is like men really, really make sure. And I know that, sometimes we say there are good actors and actresses out there that would play a part and for years. But you want to just try to make sure as best as you can that this is the person you want to get married because legally, men fall into this gap of paying alimony and child support and all of this stuff. And
Hmm.
on that part, men do have it bad. If I was a man, I wouldn't probably be marrying no one.
Hmm. No, it's true. And it's so sad because
Hell
some
no.
women are already pregnant and then meet these guys and
Mm,
they know they're already pregnant 2 months, a month, meet this guy, he sleep with her, so he's assuming it's my baby when she knows it's not his baby. She was already pregnant prior to
right,
getting with him or
right,
purposely trying to get with someone, sleeping with them on the first date so then they can be convinced that the baby is
right,
theirs. Like I know a situation like that happened. Like this is real life shit. This is what happens. Like girls are grimy like that, like dead as grimy to that point. Or even deeper, you in a relationship, you guys break up, she go sleep with her ex, you forgive her, she comes back a week later and she's now pregnant with the ex's baby, and now you guys believe it's your baby because a week later it only takes one time and now it's the ex's baby and you believe in it's yours.
right, right.
And chicks know that shit. They lie up and down. They never cheated, never cheated, never cheated. And they
No,
know one time. Yeah, you know how that go. One time you call that ex, of course he's there to be that ear. Y'all sleep together. Then the dude you really want to be with calls you, forgives you. Y'all get back together. Now you're pregnant with the ex's baby.
that's some crazy shit. Yeah, it's crazy. It's some grimy stuff, and unfortunately, you just have to try to be careful. Again, like I said, people will show you who they truly are. And like we just talked about, if someone is okay with people cheating, they're okay with their friends cheating, they're okay with a lot of certain things, you guys got to remember that that is your red flags in front of you. They will show you by the things that they say. And if you just listen, you'll be like, wait a minute,
Hmm.
I have a fucking kid with this person. I really want to be with this person because this person is, who are you around? So you really got to look at that. They will show you. And some of these people are horrible. So I really do hope that DNA test becomes a thing because I think it's foul for what men have to go through. And just, men, in the courts, they unless they have a really good lawyer, they get the short end of the stick, even when they're trying
Mhm.
to be there.
Mhm.
So I think, as far as men goes, they really, really, really be careful of who you want to knock up, who you want to make that baby mama, that drama, that craziness, because men do have the short end of the stick when it comes to that.
Mhm.
And not to say it's worse, either one is both bad on either side. I know, like, what I went through with my daughter's father, where he cheated with a girl that I knew. There was a really close friend that I had fell out with her, but not because they were together. I didn't even know that they had been together. And it was like 9 months later that he popped up with, I got a kid by somebody type shit. And sadly, it was right after we lost our child together. So we had just buried our child together. And then he popped up with this kid, you know, that was only a month apart from my daughter, and shattered my whole world. It was the most fucked up shit I ever went through. And I did ended up a year later, he got shot. I ended up forgiving him and taking him back, only to go through more cheating through our relationship. And again, I met him when I was 13. So of course I went through my teen years, a bunch of my teen years with him, and really realized by the time I was 20 that it was over. I was about 19 when we were really at the end. Like 19 is when I started to cheat back. And I was like, I'm about to make you feel this shit. And then by 20, it was pretty much over, because then he had knocked somebody else up. And it was just like it's never ending. This shit is never. And I told myself, no, I'm not doing this shit again, because I actually put my pride to the side to be that supportive person. And this baby he didn't do anything. It wasn't his fault. So I never treated him bad. He was always a part of our family. Um, he was always included, even our family pictures and stuff. I did birthdays for him and all of that. But it's sad to be on that side to receive it, because you're trying to heal. That person is not going to change. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you be there for them, no matter how much you try to be the perfect wife or husband for them, once they do that shit and they do some foul shit to you, leave, because it's not going to get better. And when they get the opportunity again, it's going to happen. Because sure enough,
Mhm.
after I had my second daughter was what, about 3 years old, and he cheated, and the girl was popped up pregnant. It was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I can't go back to this shit. And I was in my early 20s, like, no more. And after that, I don't do the cheating. I don't do, you cheat, that's it. I don't give a fuck what you got. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care about
Mhm.
what's in your pants. There's not one dude on this planet that will ever keep me in a relationship and you're cheating on me. So once you decide to play those games, I'm out. I don't even
Right.
play it. Because what I went through taught me to just, once you a cheater. And if you do decide to change, you're not gonna have that second chance or third chance with me. If you do decide to be a better person, it's gonna be with a new person. You're gonna show that new person that new side
Right.
of you. Because I feel like
Right.
just me, of what I've done in my past, I'm different. I'm such a different person now. But again, if someone was to do that to me, you're not going to have a second chance with me. Go get your second chance with a new person that you have no past with. Because most likely,
Right. Where
if
you
that,
don't need a second chance.
right. so, so most likely they're going to cheat on you. And it's sad. The person's going to say, oh, no, I won't. Yeah, they will. Yes, they will. And if you let them, they'll do it again and again. And oh, I'm so sorry. And I didn't mean it. And
Mhm.
beg and plead for your fucking forgiveness, and again and again. And once they start bringing babies into it, you got to really think about that. Like, you're not only cheating on me, but you just knocking bitches up. Like,
Right. You're risking my life. And I
you know,
think that's the deeper part people don't realize. You're obviously sleeping with them with no protection. So you're
yep,
bringing in a baby into this world and then sleeping with me. You're putting my life in jeopardy. You don't give two fucks about my life. That
right,
tells me enough. I don't need to know no more. That's enough for me to go.
right.
That you're putting my life at jeopardy.
I wish I would have had strong women or someone around me that would have gave me advice to deal with what I went through as a kid, dealing with my daughter's father. And because he did that, when I found out I was pregnant, I was having, it was the first time I ever got a UTI. I never had a urinary tract infection in my life. It was the first time ever, and I was in pain, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I just remember his facial expression changed. And then he went and grabbed a bottle of pills. He was secretly taking antibiotics from some shit he had got from a chick, didn't fucking tell me. And then it was like, maybe you should go to the doctor. And it was so fucking hurtful. And it was just like, it's never ending with you. And I really wish I would have had some guidance at that time to tell me what to do, because I was, what, 16 at the time? I didn't know what to do with that. And the begging and the pleading, please don't leave me and all that shit. It's crazy because I had ended up going to the doctors, and they were like, oh, you have a urinary tract infection. And they were like, and you're pregnant. And I was like, wait,
Wow.
pregnant? And he had this look on his face, and I just was like, with this motherfucker, like, like, and I was so angry. And I just remember him, he would not leave me alone. Because once you try to leave someone, they all like, please don't leave me. And not, and I wish I would have had someone there. So, you know, you with your peoples and stuff, be there for them, be that guiding light for them, because a lot of people don't know how to handle this shit. And again, I wish someone would have been like, girl, you ain't gonna change. Like, it's not
Right.
gonna change. Or if I would have had maybe a father figure in my life to been like, man, he's not gonna change. It's gonna keep getting worse. Because you could go through some horrible shit, and when you look back, you're like, damn, what was I thinking? Like, what the hell? So that's why I said afterwards, I don't play the cheating role, because to me, it's like same thing with disrespect. It's a choice. You are choosing.
Mm-hmm.
You met someone and you chose to start flirting with this person. You chose to meet up with this person. You chose to lay up with this person. That's all a choice. So in those moments, when I was in the back of your mind, you didn't give a fuck about me.
Right.
So why should I stay? And I
Mm-hmm.
think you got to think about what type of person you want to be. And again, when you go back to, I'd rather be alone than lay up in a bed with somebody who's cheating on me.
Mm-hmm.
And women, I feel like men and women, and I know more women go through it than men, because women will stay with these sorry ass dudes just because, oh, the D is good. And it's like, you need to get to the point where you understand again what you bring to the table. And when you do, it ain't gonna matter what's in their pants.
Mm-hmm.
You could be the best ever and it's not gonna matter. I'm gonna walk away, and keep your self-respect in that way, to know what you bring to the table, that you don't have to sit in a relationship where someone doesn't respect you. And that's disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Cheating is not respectful.
At all. Yeah, there's nothing positive behind cheating.
And your person could make all the excuses of, because again, I was young, I was a kid. So there was a lot of things that my daughter's father was like, I don't do this or I don't do that. And it was like, I'm a fucking kid. Like, I'm inexperienced. Like, what do you think I'm supposed to know? And he was a couple
Right.
years older than me. But it was just like, what did you expect me to know? Or you know what I mean? It was just so like fucking asshole. So again, you just gotta, y'all, don't go back. It's not worth it. It ain't worth it. So if your person is pregnant or whatever they got going on, your husband fucking had some type of shit that happened to him, and now he can't get it up for whatever reason, that's not a reason to cheat. I feel like if it really got bad like that, that you should sit down with your person and be like, you know what? I didn't realize I was a sex addict. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's what I mean. If you can't have self control during someone's health, you know what I mean? Now, like what you don't have, like that's some deeper stuff. That's something you have to work on.
Right. Like, you know
Like,
what? Maybe I didn't realize that I got a problem. I need to
mm-hmm.
talk to someone, not let me just go out here and do whatever I want. Because again, normally people who cheat will blame you as you're the reason, but you're not the reason they're cheating.
Not at all.
They really would have had a conversation with you. Y'all could have talked about whatever was going on, maybe worked it out, especially sexually, right? Because sexually we know, well, if it's something that you feel like you want me to do, tell me. right? If I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing it wrong, tell me. Same thing with women. I say the same thing to women. It's like you expect him to know where to touch you. No, tell him where to
Right.
you tell him what's your go spot. You think he's supposed to
Right.
magically fucking know you like every woman is the same?
It's true.
No, we all different. So tell that person what you want. Don't just sit there closed mouth like, oh, he's not satisfying me, and oh, she's not satisfying me. Did you fucking have a conversation?
And then that's the crazy thing, because now you go elsewhere. Then what's the point of being together? Like
Right.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Like I missed that part. If it's that important, then why are you still with that person? If it's that important for you to be doing it on the side. And
Right.
a lot of men say they cheat. It's no feelings of, it's just sex. That's their biggest thing. It's just sex. Okay,
Right.
if it's just that simple and it's just sex, then why can't you hold out? You know
Right.
what I mean? If like it just don't make sense to me. If it's just sex and it's not that serious and it means nothing to you, then why are you risking it all for something that means nothing for you?
Right. I think that's a cop out. That's a
Yeah.
cop out to me to say you can be disciplined in everything else in your life, but vagina, that's the
Exactly.
only thing in it's like this. I don't have no, I just can't control myself. Get the fuck out of here.
And then you're saying it's not that serious. So if it's not that serious,
Right.
what's the problem?
So like, and what I was gonna say too with the other video is that women, one of the things you should understand is yes, men do have most of the time have a higher sex drive than women. It is known. These are things that aren't not known. So we're not going to knock their testosterone that's high that most men, not all men, most men have a very high sex drive. Now there are some women who have the high sex drive and the man doesn't. It's kind of the opposite way. And sometimes men are very stressed and they can't. They just don't have it. And the woman is like, man, I need it. So you got to think about that when you sign up to be in a relationship. You are signing up to be that person. So you got to think about it. Okay, what else could I do? Maybe I'm not in the mood, but let me do this little hand job real quick.
Exactly.
Let me use
That's
my mouth real quick.
exactly.
Let me do something real quick. I don't feel like your man or your woman should ever leave the house without bussing.
No, and it's true. And I totally agree. This is what I mean. Like, there are, so even granted surgery, whatever, things that are not working at the moment, there are other ways you can get that nut off. So,
Mhm.
like you said, communication. And and if you can't come to your partner and say that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm
Right,
feeling some sort of way, then you really need to reevaluate your relationship, because you should be
right.
comfortable. If you're comfortable enough to sleep with that person, you should be comfortable enough to say, you know what, I know you just had surgery, you're
Yeah,
probably not feeling it, or this is this, whether it's after pregnancy or whatever, but yeah, I'm feeling some sort of way, you know what I mean? and
right,
and you, as his girl, or either way, whoever, you do what you got to do, like you said.
right,
Now, at the end of the day, and we all know all that shit is a passing feeling, it's out of the way, and now he can go on with his day.
right.
So
Because
when a dude cheats, it's because he wants to. All that lack of, oh, because you're not giving me none, and like, you cheating because you want some new pussy. Like, just
right.
be honest.
Now, okay, I don't agree with the women that do like the withholding sex to punish your man shit. I think all of that is bullshit.
Yeah,
But
that's also that's dumb. That's dumb in itself,
again, I feel
personally.
like you should never let your person leave the house without them, rubbing one out
It's
for
true. Like, if
rubbing out.
you're
Because
committed to
there's a
that
thing,
person,
a lot of women be like, well, but we don't have time. I'm like, y'all don't know about quickies?
exactly. The
Girl, get
most
that quickie in real
spontaneous
quick.
shit be the good one. Early in the morning, right before work,
Right.
that side, you turn to the side, get it in right before he get up, and you know what I mean? Like, and you're done.
That part.
You're done.
People be making this shit like it's just oh so hard. Like this shit is just oh so
It's
hard. And it really
excuses,
isn't.
all excuses.
Y'all make it harder than what it needs to be, and you give yourself excuses to go out there. It
Mm-hmm.
really is not hard because if y'all work together, y'all could both satisfy each other and knowing Yeah, kids do change the dynamic. Yes, infants, toddlers, yes, they change the dynamic, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't help each other and still find ways to satisfy each other. But that's where the communication comes into it. And if your person is just like the first thing they do is cheat versus communication, well, that tells you the kind of person that you're dealing with right there. You'd rather go
Exactly.
tell me versus talk to me about what you're feeling. What
Right.
type of shit is that?
Which is so funny because you're not comfortable enough to talk to me, but you're comfortable enough to fuck a whole nother bitch.
And probably tell her I ain't shit.
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. You're comfortable enough to give your body to a whole nother chick, but you're not comfortable enough to tell me how you feel.
Right. It's like just say what you need. It's very simple. And that's why I'm always advocating to, in the beginning when you meet someone, have those sexual conversations. Because if that person cannot tell you what they like and be honest, that's where you find motherfuckers who's in the closet. That's why you have people who hiding crazy shit that they like. And you have people cheating because they don't say it. And it's like, you might find someone who's more compatible with you if you fucking say the shit that you like in the beginning.
Exactly.
And being someone who's like, well, maybe I'm too vanilla for you. Maybe you need to go over there and find another person because I ain't going to be able to satisfy you after a while. It's cool in the beginning. Yeah, it's all lustful in the beginning. But then after that,
right,
you're going to need fucking other crazy shit that I can't help you with. So I think people need to have those conversations, see how that person reacts when you're having that conversation. How do they react to certain shit that you're talking about? They uncomfortable?
right.
Something's up. Like, have those conversations. Yeah, it's the craziest shit to be. I'm like, now everybody just be all over the place. Dating is horrible these days. I don't know if it's always been horrible, but it definitely is horrible these days. I
Oh,
couldn't imagine being in my 20s in this day and age. Y'all leave me a comment and let me know. 'Cause I couldn't imagine being in my 20s in this day and age, trying to be out here dating with these people. So, y'all, if you're gonna cheat, drop us a comment, let us know if you are for cheaters or against cheaters.
Right. If you're
Do you
going to cheat,
condone it?
just leave. Just leave. If you leave, you're not cheating on nobody. Can't cheat
Right.
if you're single.
Yeah. So
Just be single.
if you want to do your thing, go do your thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't lay up and pretend to play house and then you want to go and do all this extra shit. I think
Exactly.
it's the craziest shit I really don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Like, what's the point of being with someone if you don't want them? Like, I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I've never stayed with nobody for no reason other than I like them. Like I really.
Exactly.
So I don't understand the point of being with anybody for any other reason. Once I'm done, I'm done. I can't do all that other extra shit. Fuck all that. Y'all can keep that. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap this one up. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Pass this episode on to the next person so they can let us know, of course, how they feel about this bullshit. Until next
Right.
time. Bye.